Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is your boy, Thunder Drake Studios, coming at you with another spicy deck profile. With Dark Neostorm having recently been released within the past couple of weeks, I feel that it's about time for me to drop my new Danger Cyber Orcust deck profile. 50 cards in the main deck, 15 in the extra deck, and then the side deck I'll show you guys later, but I'll give you guys just a little bit of pointers. So, like I said, 50 cards in the main deck, Danger Cyber Orcust. Let's get straight onto it. This deck has two primary engines in it, the Orcust engine and the Cyber Dragon engine, so let's just start off with the Orcusts. We have 3 copies of Harp. Harp, of course, is the 3 of, makes the most sense. It helps you sustain extra long if you need to. It really improves your grind game. 2 copies of Symbol. I know some people play it at 1, but I personally like it at 2 just because if you see one in your hand, that's 90% of the time what you're going for off a Harp. And then the 1 Brass Bombard. I know some people aren't playing this, but I actually really like it just because it does help unbreak your hands because it is a 1-for-1 target. There's just a lot of things you can go for off of it. It's actually a pretty nice extender. I'm kind of surprised that some people don't play it. 2 Nightmare. We don't play 1 just because we want one in our deck, just because Nightmare Mermaid is kind of the linchpin of this deck. If you didn't know that, where have you been? And then 1 Whirlwind. I was running this at 2 and Nightmare at 3 just because I'm running Machine Dupe in the deck. Looking back though, that's not correct. It caused way too many bricks. You just don't want that. So that's it for the Orcust engine. Let's get to the Cyber Dragon. We have 3 copies of Cyber Dragon. Awesome card. 3 copies of Hertz. This card is absolutely incredible because any of those discards you have to do for cost for a lot of your things, nope, you get to search a Cyber Dragon, so that means that if your opponent clears a board, he can just go straight into a Fortress Dragon or a Mega Fleet in the next turn. So just awesome recovery. It's just really good card overall. Definitely run 3 of these. 2 copies of Core. I would run 3 if he was level 1, then he would just be 1 card combo, but unfortunately he's level 2, so you can't go into Link Karibo and then bring him back with Red System. Still really good though, because he can search your Repair Plant, which searches your Noxter. Yeah, 2 copies of Noxter. I don't run 3 just because similar thing to Hertz and some of the other Orcust cards, you don't want to see them in multiples. If you see 1, awesome, you're doing phenomenal that game, but like, if you see 2, it's too much. So that's it for Cyber Dragons. That's 19 monsters overall, 10 Cyber Dragon cards, 9 Orcust cards. Let's get straight to the dangers. We're running a very small engine, a very cheap one actually. We're running 3 copies of Mothman. This card's absolutely incredible. And then the next 2 cheapest dangers we could find. Cheapest dangers we could find. 1 Ogopogo, 1 Dogman. They're okay. Dogman's effect does come up, but not much. Ogopogo's effect never comes up. It's literally just a danger that you're trying to get to. Continuing with more just dark support, we have Dark Grepher and Armageddon Knight. Just absolutely incredible. I'd say that these are mandatory in the deck. I mean, you want to send things to grave. Armageddon Knight's 1 card combo. Dark Grepher, if you have a dark to discard, awesome, 1 card combo. And I actually have a little quirky card, but I have Dotscaper in here as well. This card's kind of crazy. Like, the fact that you can just normal summon it, Link Karibo, bring it back, it's another way to get to your 1 card combo. This is one of the reasons this deck is so consistent. It's just like, oh, I see Dotscaper. Cool. And it's a level 1-for-1 target. I mean, this is just an incredible card. Now we have the Phantom Knights engine. I have monsters and traps here, but like, it would just be weird to cover the monsters and not cover the traps. So we got 2 copies of Silent Boots and 1 copy of Ancient Cloak. I'm still deciding on if I want to run the 2nd Ancient Cloak or not. So far, I'm really liking it with just the 1 Ancient Cloak. These cards can be a little bit bricks, so I mean, it's up to you. This is the only spot that I'm kind of unsure about, but I'm pretty happy with my ratio on these 2. 2 copies of Fogblade. Of course, this card is your bread and butter. This is where a lot of your disruption comes from. Incredible card. It special summons from grave and it negates monster effects. It's just so good. Then the 1 Shade Brigandine. This card is absolutely incredible. I mean, just another free extender. It's not good going later because all your Link monsters, with the exception of the Nightmares, take effect monsters. But like, it's so good starting up. Then we have our 2 hand traps in the main, 2 copies of Ash. Just because this deck does sometimes go 2nd, and you want to make sure that your opponent doesn't get all their combos off. Because this deck's strong, but it's not the board-breaking powerhouse that pure Cyber Dragon is. Next up, we have a lot of spells. We have 3 copies of Instant Fusion. This card is so good. Like, it's just another way to get to your combo. 2 copies of Machine Dupe. This card is absolutely ridiculous. Machine duplication, you have a ton of targets. I mean, you have your second Orcust Nightmare, you have all the Cyber Dragons. It's just so good. Like, this card is part of the reason that the Cyber Dragon engine works here. 2 Call by the Grave. I know some people play 3, but I really don't like seeing multiple Call by the Graves, because this deck does take some more 2-card combos, with like Instant Fusion and such. I like it at 2 though. I don't really like it at 3. There are times where I wish I had one in hand, but I don't want to run the 3rd. Like, yeah, but that's up to you guys if you want to play 2 or 3. Me personally, I prefer 2. And we have a lot of just random 1-ofs. So we have the Babel, of course. We have the Repair Plant. This is how you search Noxter, help your combos go through. We have the Rev System. It's a free Monster Reborn for Cyber Dragons. Monster Reborn, similar thing, just for more general cards. Hornet Drones, 1-card combo. 1-for-1, 1-card combo. Foolish Burial, to an extent 1-card combo if you have a normal summonable monster plus Foolish Burial, which is like a good half of your deck, then you're good. And then your Counter Trap, of course. This card is so freaking good. I love this card. You don't always search it. Usually you're going for the Babel because you're going for like Dingirsu and just more disruption with that. But it's great when you need it. Like if you open up Babel, then you're going for Crescendo. So that's it for the main deck. 50 cards. It is definitely the biggest deck I play. I mean, coming from someone who usually plays Altergeist and other decks like that, this deck feels very thick in my hands. But enough of that, let's get on the extra deck. So we have 3 fusion monsters, our Panzer Dragon, Fortress Dragon, and Mega Fleet. These are the reasons that you play the Cyber Dragon engine right here. Mega Fleet is just so insane, especially in this current meta. I mean, you can get rid of in the mirror match, you can get rid of both their Infinities and their Zeegers, and in the more Orcust side, you can get rid of their Rusty Bardich. If they leave a Dingirsu up top for some reason, you can get rid of that, like if they brick. And then Fortress Dragon is also good in both mirror matches, because you can like clear half of the Orcust board. You can clear all the Cyber Dragon board, as long as they leave you like any monster with Cyber Dragon. So yeah. Those are the 3 fusions that we play. We play 2 Xyz monsters. Extra space is really tight, so we actually aren't playing Redoer, but we are playing Break Sword. This card comes up sometimes, but not all the time. I mean, the free pop is good, but like it just doesn't come up enough for me to really be able to recommend playing this card. I like it though, it comes up enough for me to play it. And then of course, the big boss daddy himself, I'm still waiting to get to, but right now, 1 Dingirsu. In this particular variant, all you really need is 1, just because like extra space is so tight that like, I mean, you wouldn't have space for the second one usually. Like, now granted, I know some of you in the comment section are gonna be like, make space, this card's broken, and it is, but like, I don't know, I like it at 1, I play at 1, and it works for me. Now we have our Link monsters, so there's a bunch of them. Kagari for the 1-card combo, Link or Ubo for like Dotscaper and Hertz. This helps make them dark as well, that's really important for Rusty. 1 Mermaid, I don't like 2, I don't have space for 2. 1 Phoenix, this is how you get into Mermaid. I don't run Cerberus, just because extra deck space is so incredibly tight here. So that's it for our non-Orcusts. We have 2 Galatea. I mean, enough said, she's absolutely incredible. Set 1 from deck by shuffling 1 into deck, and it's usually what you're going to go into Dingirsu with. Absolutely incredible. You have 1 copy of Longirsu. If you can end on Longirsu, Dingirsu, lots of Sus there. But if you can end on that with Longirsu pointing to your opponent's extra monster zone, you are probably winning that game. It's absolutely incredible. And then, because we don't have Boral Sword, we play Orcustrian. There's a nifty little OTK that I have that I'll explain in just a second, but Orcustrian is absolutely ridiculous in this deck. Just the ability to have mass negation and reduce their attack to 0 is absolutely incredible. Then we have our 2 non-Orcust links that are super important. Rusty Bardich and Bomber Dragon. Rusty is how you get to all your combos, of course, and Bomber Dragon is how you OTK with Orcustrian, because if you have him ranged like that, guess what you can do? You can turn their attack to 0 and negate their effects. Bomber Dragon summons second over here, so what you do is you link summon the Orcustrian first and then go for the Bomber Dragon. You would trigger the Orcustrian to negate anything that they have linked. Bomber Dragon would swing into the monster with the highest attack and then burn for original. This is how you OTK with this particular variant unless you have Boral Sword. If you have Boral Sword, then go for that, but this is what you do if you are cheap. But yeah, that's it for the extra deck. I'm really happy with it. It's insanely good, very cramped just because there's so much we have to fit in here. With like the Cyber Dragon engine, it becomes very difficult to find space for other things. But I really like some of these numbers and ratios. I don't think I would change anything else. So now we've gotten past the extra deck, let's move on to my side deck. Token, don't judge. But on a more serious note, we have 3 copies of Lancia. This is for Thunder Dragons and the Mirror Match. We don't like it when our opponent vanishes when they're going first. It's not fun. We don't have the best matchup against like super established boards. So yeah, you don't want that. 3 Kaijus. The best one is Jizukiru, but I can't afford spending like $6 a copy on that thing, so Dogoron works. This is just how you give your Orcustrian big fodder for reducing attack. 1 Eltonin. This card's pretty decent. I don't side it in too often, but if you're against like a crazy, like I know Danger Spiral starting to come up a little bit, you can just like completely clear their board and make them hate you. But yeah, this is your out for like Spiral or just the occasional Dark Warrior deck running around. Then we have 3 MST, because Twin Twister is for richer people. No, I'm just kidding. But MST is pretty good. Twin Twisters is better, but I mean, don't be afraid to run this card if you really just have nothing else. And then the 1 Overflow. Overflow is so incredible. If you're going first against like Mystic Mine, Striker, the occasional Geist running around, Salamangreat, you can just blow away all their background and just kill them for game the next round. It's just so good. The ability to just clear multiple cards with 1 and then be able to search if it's popped. I like that card. Only have it at 1 just because it is searchable and you have space for other things. But I mean, that's about all you would really need for that card is 1 of. Well, that's about it for this deck. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you next time.